Hello and welcome to this special edition of We the People. The outrage over the gang rape and death of a young girl in India's national capital has led everyone to ask one question. Will this be an opportunity for systemic change? Or, as the headlines fade as they eventually do, will public anger diminish as well? We believe that this is a real opportunity to talk about some of the issues that never get national attention. So on We the People, for the next month, we commit ourselves to a campaign for what we are calling Every Woman's Battle. On We the People today, we look at something that has been hotly debated in the last few weeks. And that is how we depict women in our cinema, in our advertisements, and in our television shows, even in our popular songs. Is this really about empowering women, as many believe, or is this about objectifying them and continuing to look at them through the male gaze? And that's at the heart of this conversation. I'd like to start with you, Shabana, because you have been voicing in the last few days your concern about how women are depicted.
Well, the need of the hour is a sane debate, and today's times when everything is reduced to a soundbite, the space for any kind of nuanced discussion is shrinking, and I am making a plea for that nuanced discussion. Because even within the film industry, there's a certain amount of reflection and analysis, but people are not verbalizing it for fear of being appropriated by the lunatic fringe and the moral brigade, telling us you can't do this and you can't do that. And that's what all of us are again. But when we talk about item numbers, there are item numbers, and it would be wrong to make sweeping generalizations that all of them are bad. When you have an item number like Bidi Jalaile, for instance, which is based in our folk tradition and is robust and really celebrating women's sensuality, that's welcome and completely different from some of the item numbers today that are downright debasing.
So give an example of something you find downright disgusting.
Well, I don't want to even start that. I think the time is for us to reflect within ourselves, because I'm saying the business of cinema is about images. When you have fragmented images of a woman's body, you rob her of all autonomy and make her subject to the male gaze. The decision should be hers, which should be an informed choice, which I don't think is happening. But it is for us, for self-reflection, and not the moral brigade to tell us what to do, because to say that that's the reason why rape happens is not acceptable.
Priyanka Chopra, if I can get you in. Shabana makes the point that you have to have autonomy over your choices, and it can't be reduced to a camera traveling over your navel. And there could be people who turn around and tell you, hey Priyanka, that was a really raunchy number. Did you really feel comfortable as a woman doing it? What would you say?
I would say that we live in a democracy, and it's our choice as women, what we want to do and what we want to be.
Yeah.
And that's what I have been brought up as. Yes, there are many things in many films that I don't feel comfortable as a human being doing. And I don't think, like Shabana ma'am said, which I agree with her, that nobody has the right to turn out and tell me that I can't wear a certain outfit, I can't go out a certain place because I would be safer. Yes, we do live in a patriarchal society.
Yeah.
Yes, and unfortunately that is India's truth. But we've reached, by taking small, very small steps, to a point where women have a voice today, where stories are written around us. And I don't think it's a
commodification.
It is commodification. I think it's beautification, and then it's a woman's choice. Today, if I walk naked on the roads, does that give a man right to rape me?
Of course
he
not.
has raped me because he's sick in the head.
Yes,
Yeah.
true.
And he's not raped me because I'm naked. That's my choice.
I think that's a great point, and I want to take that back to Shabana. Every gender debate is actually about choice. And choice is a very loaded word in a patriarchal society, because sometimes women are embracing a certain code because that's how we've been conditioned. When Priyanka says, what the hell, if I want to walk naked, if I want to do a little jive, if I want to flaunt it, do you link it to violence? Do you link it to the attitudes of men to women?
Not in sweeping generalizations,
Yes.
but most certainly because there have been enough empirical evidence. Papers being written by people like Sudhir Kakkad and people who do this kind of analysis, and to say that there is no connection between the two is not correct. I'm not saying that it should not be a woman's choice to flaunt her body if she so desires, but investment in masculinity or femininity being defined only by the body at the cost of all other values about compassion and generosity and love and all of that, that is what we have to look at.
Sudhir Kakkad, if I can get you in. Some would say that we have moved from the Sati Savitri mantle being thrust on women to an age of hypersexuality. There are those who would say we hated that and we hate this as well. But there are others like Priyanka who would say but what if it's somebody's choice? When you look at, in a sense, how glamorized the notion of an item girl has become today, and then that song is then sung by little children at weddings with their aunties and grandparents sitting around in a drawing room, thoroughly approving because no one's really deconstructed the lyrics even. What is happening to us? Are we confused because we're repressed sexually, but we're flaunting it out there? There's a disconnect.
First of all, I think I would like to ask the question, is there a woman in Indian imagination? And my answer would be a qualified yes. A woman as a person is only if she's a mother, daughter, wife. Otherwise, the category which is left is the female. As our old President Zell Singh once publicly pronounced, "Aurat to bhogne ki cheez hai." She is a thing of enjoyment. So what is left is female. So as a person, she is only defined relationally. Now that one is going away now because we have now got the very important that a woman is, without the relational definition, also an individual with full rights. But that is clashing very much with, which is very much still very strong. And with a lot of migration, a lot of women and men meeting together, they can't make out how do we now put them into that blueprint which we know of, and they become...
So we need to template women as mother, daughter, wife, but there's a disconnect with that because how is the item girl a template?
She is that rest category. If you read the old Sanskrit or Tamil poems, the Naika was always parts of her. Breasts which only a blade of grass can't come between them, plump thighs like the banana or elephant trunk or banana trunk. So she was always very much defined as a body. So the rest, the item girl, female, or the vamp of the earlier movies, they are really in that tradition of the female, not a woman. Now, one of the big problems which has come up is that we have come in from the ice of sexual inhibition into absolutely the fire of sexual excesses. And that has come through a Western idea also that the body is an area of enjoyment. It's not an area of sanctity, procreation, etc., which created a lot of moral inhibitions. But from an asexual women, and now we have embraced this, that body is only an area of enjoyment.
So we've gone from asexual to hypersexual.
We have gone from the ice to the fire.
Ice to the fire is an interesting way of putting it. Priyanka, what does the word item girl mean to you?
An item song is a song which comes in a party where you're having a great time, you're dancing, men are coming there, they're looking at you, women are dancing, they're having a good time, they're saying, like she said, Bidi Jalaile, it's great, it's a folk song. Even in whether it was scriptures, whether it was poetry, whether it was, we have the Kama Sutra, we have the civilization of India goes back so far that it's very hard to say that an item song is only sexual or it's only to titillate men.
But men don't do item songs.
No, but they do. You're very wrong. They do.
Like disco.
Sorry?
Darde Disco.
Darde Disco. Okay.
No. 1 second. Tarun's extremely famous movie, why I'm saying that is because I was in it. But he objectified men in a huge way. Does that make it alright for us to go and say, alright, I want to rape that guy because he took off his shirt?
No, I want to say that I don't think any of us are saying that anything makes it okay to inflict sexual violence. I don't think this is that debate. I think the debate is how do we look at women in our society, and are movies reflecting that, and are people feeding off that? Shabana?
It is in the intention of the filmmaker. It is perfectly possible to be completely vulgar with a woman fully dressed, and it is perfectly possible for it to be artistic if the woman is completely naked. Voyeuristic camera angles, vulgar lyrics do not empower a woman. If you are saying, "Main tandoori murg hu, mujhe kha le, main taiyar hu, mujhe chata le or gata le," or whatever, what are you doing? It's no cause for laughing. It's not. You're saying, "Come and attack me."
India's #1 news app just got even better. Download NDTV's new app. Fully optimized for retina display. Full screen view. Faster response time. And Sudoku. NDTV's new iPad app. Download now.